Hello everyone, welcome to one more video about emulating Amiga next-gen systems on Windows, Linux, Mac OS. I'm George, and today I would like to speak about Kyvos, my front-end tool for QEMU that helps emulating AmigaOS 4 or MorphOS on any operating system that you might have. A few days ago, I did already an introduction video about Kyvos, and I talked more about that there. I will link that video if you like to have a look. Today, I'm using a different machine than the previous time. This one is a laptop. Let me show you the characteristics of it. So I'm running CassioOS, which is a Linux distribution based on Arch, and the laptop is a Dell Latitude 5420 with 11th generation i7 CPU, which makes it a lot faster than the previous one, which is it was quite old system. So previously we talked about how to set up AmigaOS 4 and MorphOS. So today I would like to talk to you about the tabs that you can see here in Kyvos and what exactly, how you can use them. So let's start. AmigaOS 4, we created an Amiga 1 XE system to emulate AmigaOS 4 and run it there. So when you select the virtual machine that you have created, you see that all these fields are populated with different information. For example, what kind of CPU we are emulating, how much memory we provide to the emulated to the virtual machine, and everything a lot more like the media that we have, the hard disk images or the ISOs that we have already set to mount. All this information can be changed in the next tabs. For example, in hardware, we have the CPU select box where you can select different CPUs that are supported by QEMU, and they can be used to change the emulated CPU. This is a good option in case in some situations that you experience problems. For example, with the default CPU, there are some issues under AmigaOS 4 and using SDL version 1 that some colors are not presented correctly. So you can select G3 and that issue is fixed. Other than that, you can set the maximum memory that can be used. For AmigaOS 4 and MorphOS, you can select up to 2 gigabytes. So let me do that here. As soon as I did that change, you can see there is an asterisk beside the tab that uh, lets you notice that there was a change in the configuration. And that change to be applied, we have to click on Save Changes. USB tablet, serial output, if you want to have information in a new window in Kyvos that shows all the serial output in the output that comes in the serial port. Every choice has a help box that gives much more information, and also in the manual you can find a lot, plenty of information about each option. Display, you can select different um, graphics devices that are used by QEMU. That requires also to have the correct devices drivers installed. Right now, we are going to start with the SM501, which is the emulated graphics card used usually in some 460 or some 430 hardware. Let's use that. Here you have the renderer, the way that the system renders the output of the virtual machine. For Linux, we have SDL and GTK. Cocoa is usually for macOS systems, so you can select either. And also, you have to select if you are going to use OpenGL, if you are going to show the cursor. These are all arguments that pass um, to the QEMU. If you are going to start by having the system in full screen, etc. For the OpenGL, you can use it only if you have a driver that supports OpenGL, for example, the VirtIO GPU-GL. Now, VirtIO GPU, the drivers for AmigaOS 4 are currently in beta stage, and they are not released yet. So this is going to be available and can be used only from beta testers. About API VGA, there is a new driver available. In the manual, I have all the information on how this can be used. But MorphOS has its own API VGA driver, so you can use that there, and the SM501. For media, we have hard disks, the image hard disk files that are mounted, and the CDs, the ISOs. By default, since we created the AmigaOS 4.1 system, we have the initial hard disk image file and the Amiga 1 install CD mounted. From here, you can also set a USB path from the host machine that can be mounted. It's a folder that you might have in your host machine that you want to mount it inside the AmigaOS 4 or MorphOS as a USB device. That is quite easy to do, uh, but it has some restrictions, like the contents inside that folder cannot uh, be more than 500 megabytes. That is a restriction from QEMU. And also a way to set a Samba path that is shared from your host machine and can be mounted inside AmigaOS 4 or MorphOS. In my manual, I have um, an extensive information. Let me show you. In the manual, you will see in the contents that there is an extensive information on how to enable a shared folder for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. And also there is information on how to use it inside the AmigaOS 4 and MorphOS. So you can have a look at there about that information. Um, Other than that, if we from here we can create a new hard disk. We will see that later in the video, and we can use it inside the virtual machine, and I will show you how to do it. This is the network, the host name. It gets a default name based on the name that we gave to the virtual machine, and but here you can change it if you want. Port forwarding, it's a way to forward some TCP/IP ports from the host machine to the virtual machine. That is useful when you want, for example, if you have an FTP server inside your virtual machine, you can correlate that with a port on the host system, and you can send files inside the virtual machine. And a lot of other applications can also use it. That's the way for example, we can say, okay, host machine port 2021, guest port 21, add, and from that point, when we start our virtual machine, we'll have that correlation between the host and the VM. And by selecting that, you can remove it. Now, the next tab is about snapshots. Snapshot is a feature that came with Kyvos version 2. It is not available on the version 1.8, the free version. And from here, you can create snapshots of the files. I will show you what exactly is happening inside. So if we go to information and open a folder, here you can see all the files from that virtual machine. So in snapshots, you can create a new snapshot and say before OS installation. And leave anything as a comment here for you to understand what exactly uh, is this snapshot. So that copies all the files. That copies all the files that exist in that folder inside the new folder that you can see here. That's how it does the snapshots. And these snapshots can be removed or be restored whenever you want. You can have multiple snapshots as long as you have space on your hard disk. Last tab is the notes. You can leave here any notes about that virtual machine used for videos, and you can save. So from this page, the information, you have this button here that opens the file, the folder on your system to see all the files. And this icon here that shows if that virtual machine is protected from deletion. We can see here, this is something that you can set by right-clicking on the virtual machine. And here you have another menu that says start this virtual machine or stop it if it is already running. Duplicate this virtual machine, which let me show you what it does. If you go here, that you have all the virtual machines. What it does is duplicate. It asks for a new name. I will leave it the default. Where exactly this is going to be copied and duplicate. Okay, and that actually creates another folder that contains all the files and the snapshots of the original one. From here, you can select it and rename it if you want. If you rename it, uh, make sure to have a unique name, but that will not change the folder name or anything inside the folder. And then you have an option for QEMU arguments. From here, you see all the arguments and the command that Kyvos actually executes to start the virtual machine on your system. You can copy that if you want and open a terminal and use it if you want to debug it or if you want to make any changes. Also, there is a new tab here that says custom, where you can put your own arguments if you know what exactly you need to change the way that it is working. These arguments actually are going to be added in the executable command at the end, but it will not replace arguments that are already there. So make sure that you know what exactly you are doing on that. Otherwise, we are not going to have a system that starts correctly from keyboards. Other than that, we have protect from deletion. That is a checkbox that actually what it does, it doesn't make any change on the files. It doesn't protect the files themselves. You can go and delete them if you like, but it provides a way to prevent the user easily to remove it from Kyvos. So if you see, as soon as I have that checked, the lock here is closed, indicating that this is protected, and remove this VM is not enabled anymore. So if you want to remove it, you have to go and remove the protection and click remove this VM. And then you can select also if you want to delete the files or not. So now I'm going to select delete the VM folder and files, which is going to delete that folder. Remove, and that folder is removed. So as you can see, if I protect it, the button on the top bar is also disabled, so I cannot remove it. That is an easy way to just protect that VM from a wrong deletion. Although that there are 2 or 3 steps to do it. That's all I would like to show you today about Kyvos and how you can manipulate the virtual machines on your system. Uh, Subscribe to my channel because more videos are going to come about how to install AmigaOS 4 and MorphOS on your virtual machines and how you can manipulate them further to be actual useful. For Kyvos, I would like to remind you that I have my Ko-fi page, ko-fi.com/Volkero, and you can find it under the shop. And there are 2 versions. The version 2, which is the one that is currently under development and have all the new features, and the free version that you can download and use. The free version lacks a few features that we can see in the future as well, and also the snapshots that we saw. So you can come here in that page and buy the newer version if you like. But if you want to just try out and see how it works, the free version is fine and has the majority of the features there. So you can see how it works on your system. And I will cover in these videos both versions. So it's going to be quite useful for you as well. Before we close, I would like to thank all my supporters in my Ko-fi page, and especially my benefactor supporters who are Breed, Christopher White, Emek, Daniel Zetlika, and Thomas Holz. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching this video, and stay tuned for more. Bye-bye.